All right. This YouTube channel is absolutely cooked now. But the biggest passenger airplane in the world is, of course, the Boeing A380, which can carry up to 853 passengers in a relatively uncomfortable all-economy class configuration. I mean, it's what it's certified for at maximum. Obviously, an insanely big airplane, which dwarfs any other plane out there at an airport. But I've always been kind of wondering, could we build airplanes theoretically that are much bigger? And what are the challenges of doing so? And, well, here is an interesting custom design that tries to answer that question. Everybody, welcome aboard the MGA Goliath, which is a custom design by the user of 36 UK. Why not pick a better name, man? No, really, this thing was released like 10 days ago, and it is more than just insane. It's got a capacity of 26,000 passengers. This can carry like 30 times as much passengers as the A380. Everybody, we have got 8 decks. 8 decks right here. A wingspan of 500 meters. Shut up, Java update. 500. Look at this airplane in the valley. You can literally see it from space. Again, a huge, ginormous wing, a huge, ginormous cockpit as well. We've got almost 4,000 seats per story here on this airplane. Let's take a look into the cockpit, which is, of course, ginormous as well. We've got 10 engines. This is literally an office space with like office computers that has the primary flight display running. There's literal stairs here in the cockpit. This looks like a spaceship because it is the size of one. Not quite sure about the pilot. Like, I'm all about diversity here, but it seems as though they took like a woman model with a ponytail here and put like a male face to it with like male beard. I think it's the winner of Eurovision Song Contest from 2014. Anyway, we have got those like badass doors that actually open. This is actually a great model. Problem is that we cannot see inside of the cabin right here, which once again would feature 4,000 seats per row, simply because the flight simulator is not able to run this much object. Yeah, so due to the model size, it's not highly detailed, but the developer did try, but just one deck alone with over 4,000 feet resulted in a 500 megabyte file for the seats alone, reducing frame rate to 2 FPS. So yes, one big problem of an airplane this big would already be making a flight simulator model of it. There we go. So everybody, yes, I was very much skeptical of us being able to build airplanes like this that actually fly and can take off from runways that are kind of conventional. I mean, this is not too, like a 2,000 meter long runway, but this airplane actually does fly because of the huge wing. I guess the most unrealistic part of this airplane is actually the engines. These are like Rolls-Royce branded, but they don't exist in real life because they provide a thrust of 260,000 pounds, which is roughly the equivalent of all engines combined of the A380. What I'm trying to say is, one engine has the power of 4 A380 engines, and we have 10 of them. We've got like 2 million pounds of thrust, which is actually necessary to actually carry this airplane. Let's go ahead and take off here now. Yeah, 26,000 people aboard the airplane. Take a look at that. We can put the flaps out slightly, and something we can already see is that the plane actually flies. The thing about X-Plane is that I actually do trust the physics model, and this airplane is now we're now at 200 knots, and it's pierced to fly super well. We've got a 500 meter long wing after all. We are actually flying. The huge landing gear is up, and what's ironic is just how slow this airplane looks because we are so extremely huge. I mean, we are at 300 knots, but it doesn't look near this fast. There we go. Take a look at this performance. And as you can see, this airplane like rotated at 100 knots. I'm not sure about the realism. I mean, it makes a bit of sense. Take a look at these huge control surfaces. The elevator is literally the horizontal stabilizer. Like, it's a whole control surface, which is probably here also. The biggest challenge for us, if we were to really realize this airplane, it would be really hard to find materials that could actually keep this airplane structurally stable enough. Like, structural integrity would be like, the thing is not gonna work, right? Let's see if all right, there you go. The rudder, that seems kind of realistic. Not too bad. I do wonder how long this airplane is. This maybe spawned at a runway that we know the size of. All right. This YouTube channel is absolutely cooked now. Let's maybe see if we can take off from the St. Bartholomew Airport runway with our wing actually being like literally stuck in a mountain now. This is actually a bit of a problem Like we generally, like we're stuck. All right, this thing is like almost as long as the runway. It's just like 600 meters long. We've got like a 500-meter long airplane right here. Is that very sensible? Probably not. Let's maybe go ahead and see if we can accelerate and get out of here. From this side. Come on. Yes, you are a strong Goliath airplane. You are literally the biggest thing on this island. Which is not hard. Come on. Yes. Okay, I think I might just doubt the physics of this whole thing. How are we looking so slow? Okay, we are at 100 knots now. This thing just looks incredibly slow, which is so confusing. We have been able to take off quite mysteriously and magically. Press us try an actual runway. Something we haven't done is a landing, which I guess would also be an immense challenge for an airplane this big. Here's Prince Juliana Airport. Let's maybe talk about our weight. All right, let's maybe fill it up all to the brim. What? That is 5 million kilograms. So that's 5,000 tons. 5,000 tons. The 737 weighs like 70 tons. This is absolutely insane. Let's maybe try to land it this way here. We're absolutely fat. This is literally a flying cruise ship. Let's maybe see if we can land here. Everything is fine. We have the trim wheel down here. I just don't quite know. Like with this amount of engines, I don't think this throttle quadrant makes a lot of sense. All right, let's see if we can, just slow down the airplane now. We have got no spoiler surfaces. We've got some flaps here. That's all right. I don't think islands like St. Martin would hate this plane, though. I mean, it can bring 26,000 people into the island, which is, by the way, a lot more than cruise ships can handle. I mean, cruise ships have like 7,000 guests at most, right? The Icon of the Sea, which is like the biggest cruise ship in the world, has 7,600 passengers in capacity. This thing would have to be so big. I mean, you could make a whole entertainment thing out of it. We could put a pool on top. This kind of those airplanes that we saw on one of those craziest plane videos that we watched when we were 6 and we were like, oh, this is crazy. But this is like a real flying thing now. It's just not. Have I talked about the handling and how much it sucks, by the way? What the hell? This looks literally not real. This what are we doing? Take a look at how ridiculous this looks. The sheer size of this thing is just insane. The controllability is not much. Come on, touchdown now. This thing kind of flies like, I don't know, in slow motion. That's so fascinating, though. Let me see. Can we get some reverse thrust in the engine? No, we can't. See, this is a big problem also about, this kind of airplane, this kind of size, and that's stopping it. You need a lot of braking power, which is, I guess, something that you get from those very large landing gears. I mean, they are as big as house. Can we just talk about that here? What is that size comparison? That's just insane. All right, that's been a very poor landing. And of course, the brakes are kind of on fire. You can see them here. They're smoking hot. For some reason, it's also the nose landing gear. So let me go ahead and conclude this question. Could we build a plane this big and could it fly? I think the flying part actually would make sense. Again, this is X-Plane Flight Simulator. I guess this thing would actually fly. But would we be able to even build it at all? I doubt it. Would it be even feasible to build it? I doubt it as well. Who needs to transport 26,000 people at the same time? Like even the A380 is struggling to be filled up. They need to have special routes to find like 500 people to go on the same plane.
And of course I forgot to mention the fact that this thing is literally unmaneuverable at modern airports. You need to build new insanely huge. This thing cannot even turn around on a runway. It's absolutely useless.
So I doubt that this airplane will ever become reality, but I think that's not really what the expectation was with creating this plane. So everybody, this is a great model. Well done. And so everything, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters: Guns Killer, R27, James Deram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.